Welcome to Tuesday. It is the 28th of November, 2023. My name is Jimmy Bradbury. I help people create online businesses around their passion, their skill set, their hobby. Whatever it is they're interested in, they want to share that knowledge and experience to help other people move forward in their lives and also to get paid. Now, today I'm very excited because I'm going to do something new. I haven't done this before, surprisingly. I've interviewed lots of people, but I've never actually done it on a live like this. I've done it on other platforms, but I haven't done it like in this particular platform. And for me today, this is super excited because for me, in my online business, this is probably the most enjoyable thing ever, which is cheering my own students, being able to share their stories and just seeing their success. So I want to share this live today with Ayushi Chaswal. And Ayushi is one of my star students. She's been through a number of my programs. And you should, if you do anything today, just contact her on LinkedIn because she's just exploding over there on LinkedIn. She's been working on it for a year, maybe a little bit more. She'll tell you more about it, but she's just really, really doing well on LinkedIn. So she's going to share her story today and she's going to talk more about LinkedIn. So I'm going to, at this moment, keep quiet and I'm going to welcome in Ayushi Chaswal. Hi, Ayushi.
Hi, Jimmy. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Always my pleasure. Always my pleasure to have the star students like yourself on. And I'm super excited for you today to be able to share a little bit about you and to start giving us some wonderful insights into a platform that I've fallen in love with. I love LinkedIn. And I want you to share you're doing so well out there. But maybe you could start by sharing your story.
Yeah. So I was working a full-time job. So I left my toxic job in the mid 2019, and then I was just exploring the freelance area, content writing area. So I was doing some freelance work, and then COVID hit. So I was on a number of platforms, and I just felt that I'm not growing there. So I had to quit those platforms, and it was just last year, I think in March 2022 or maybe April 2022, when I got to know about LinkedIn. And I was just exploring LinkedIn and seeing how this platform works. And at that time I saw that a lot of people are posting about jobs and hiring processes and all those things. So I thought that I should give this a try. So I have been on LinkedIn since April 2022. So I was too scared to start right away. Okay. So I think for the first 6-7 months, I was just a full-time lurker on LinkedIn. I lurked all day long because I was too scared to write posts there. So then I thought that I should start with something because I see potential in this platform. So I started with comments. That's how my journey started. And just last year in October 2022, I started writing posts, and it has been incredible, just incredible. I love building relationships there. I love having conversations with other creators, and it's a brilliant platform because nobody had thought that you can connect with a professional sitting in some other part of the world. So it's just brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, super, super. And what is your area of expertise? Tell people that are watching this what your area is that you specialize in.
Yeah. So I write content, and my specialization is for personal development founders and coaches. I am trying to help them build their LinkedIn profile and to just start on LinkedIn. Founders, personal development founders, and mental health founders and coaches who are just too scared to start on LinkedIn, but they want to grow their business. So that's where I come in, and that's where I help them. That's my
Yeah.
expertise because as a person I am really interested in the personal development and mental health area, because I have been working on my mental health since 2019, just right after I left my job, because I had some anxiety issues, and I started learning meditation, and I started focusing on my mental health. So from there, the mental health journey and my interest in this area started.
Mm, mm. It's hugely important, Ayushi, and I'm so glad that you are working on mental health, because I think today more than ever, with a world that's changing very quickly, and there's a lot of darkness and a lot of vitriol in a world that is probably the greatest time ever to be alive, but there's a lot of darkness too for a lot of people, and a lot of people are struggling with mental health. So for you to be that guiding light, for you to be that beacon, for you to show the path to help people in your experiences with mental health, in your experiences with personal development, and be able to write content around that to be able to help them is just huge. So I think it's a great, great, great area that you're working in. So well done to you.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
sure, sure. So why don't we switch gears a little bit now? Maybe go across to LinkedIn. And I know today there's an area that I must say, when you first mentioned it to me, I was a little bit surprised because I didn't recognize there was such a difference between the two things you're going to talk about today. So that is LinkedIn for networking and LinkedIn for relationship building, building relationships. So maybe you could share with the audience some of your insights into that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I have always used these terms, networking and building relationships, exchangeably. But it was just a few days back. But I had always had this in mind that there is a difference between the two, because networking seemed too much of a one-sided thing for me, and building relationships, it felt to me that it is going more deeper in knowing the other person. So it was just a few days back when this LinkedIn creator named Austin Belzak, he wrote about the difference between the two, and which got me thinking. So he said that, networking is more about, I do this, I want this, and building relationships is more about knowing the other person. So I think networking is more about the first mover. Okay. But whereas building relationship should be about the person you are approaching, and you have to make it about the other person. Only then you can you can achieve some goal from that relationships. Having said that, you should not approach a person think having this thought in mind that I will ask this from this person, because they can smell it from far away. For example, if you think that you are connecting with this potential prospect, connect with them, build relationship with them, get to know them, but don't have this intention in mind that you will ask something from them in the second conversation. Just don't have this in mind, because they will smell it from far, and they might not reply to you. So it is very important to understand how you will approach other human beings. I mean, you should look at them as human beings first and professionals later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I talk about social media, and particularly LinkedIn, as it's like a party where you go and you meet new people, and
Right.
you when you go and meet the people, you talk to them about their life and their family. I think it'd be quite
Exactly.
rude to go to the party and start talking to them immediately about your business and asking
Yeah.
them for something. And it's the same thing. I know that a lot of people still do it, but it just doesn't work for me at all. So I agree with you totally. But I love that insight about the building the relationship more about the other person, and building, and understanding that person, than the networking, which is,
Yeah.
telling people about what you do.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people take it the wrong way. They think that their cold pitches are a form of networking. It is not. In fact, it is said that if the longer you can delay the ask, the better it is. So you need to delay the ask as long as you can, and you need to be patient. Building relationships is like investment. I mean, you cannot take out something from the bank before you have invested in it. So
True.
you need to invest in relationships, and you need to have a giving attitude. You need to give to the person, and you can just interject where they need help. You should approach them as a person who can help them, and not as a person who is selling them something. So yeah.
Mm.
And also networking mainly touches only on the surface. Building relationships is knowing more about that person. I always say, and I always talk about this on my post, that a sign that from which you can understand that you have built a relationship with that person is that you know something about that person that they don't write on their posts, and you know it about that person. So that is when you know that you have built a relationship with them. And it is very important to build relationships. You need to invest time in it, time
Mm.
and energy, and research about that person. You can also go to their website, and if they have podcasts, listen to it, and just add value to it, add value
Mm.
to their lives, and add value to their work.
Mm. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
super. You're speaking exactly my language. I love that. Um, what would be maybe one or two things you could suggest to people to do when they want to build relationships and network? What would be a couple of things that they should do that's positive, and maybe some of the things they should avoid doing because there are people who are just not doing it correctly. So in your view, what are the things people should do right, and what are the things they shouldn't be doing?
Yeah, so I will speak from experience here. Last year, I made this huge mistake of cold pitching people, and because of that, I had lost a lot of good potential conversations with a lot of potential prospects, and so you should not cold pitch people in the DMs. Building a few steps to start building relationships. You should start connecting. You should start commenting on their posts, connect with them, follow them, and also you can write a small piece of personal invitation to them and attach it with your connection request. Start commenting on their posts, and the comments should be valuable. They should be insightful. They should add something to the post, and it should not be just great post, thanks for sharing. It does not do anything for you. In fact it sets a really bad example for you. So you need to add value to their post. You can also add a different insight on their post. After you have commented on a couple of their posts, let's say 10 to 15 posts, then you can take the conversation in the DMs. So I always say that you break ice in the comments and you build relationships in the DMs. So yeah, and in fact from the DMs, now you can also take the conversation on to the Zoom call, because I have been doing it for the past few months. A lot of people are now really active on Zoom call, and they really love to connect with others and build relationships with the others, face to face. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think one of the big things that I've learned about, if you want to build an online business, it's the same also for an offline business, because over history, it's about just collaborating with other people, building relationships with other people. Like, I think there's a lot of people
Yeah.
who are scared to build relationships with people who are doing the same thing as them. And the reality of it is the pie is big enough for everybody. And if you collaborate with other people, you can actually grow much quicker. And I think the
Yeah.
basis of the collaboration has got to be about building a relationship with that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, first.
Yeah, it
First.
is. uh, yeah, yeah, it is very important. In fact, when I wasn't writing post, or when I was just too scared to write post, I used to, I mean, commenting was my full-time job. I used to comment all day long, and I used to write really good comments, really lengthy and value-added comments. And I had also spent a good amount of time in the DMs. In fact, at first I used to think that, I mean, wasting my time in the DMs, but it is not. You are actually, investing your time and energy in the DMs. So when you start posting, when you need support, those people will be there to support you, and you will feel the support. On and also the other way around, you have to support them as well. So I am a huge fan of this saying that you need to give first in order to receive. So you
Yes.
need to be giving, you need to give value, and you need to approach them with care.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful. That's so valuable. So that's really helpful. Thank you for sharing that. So now next week, you and I are putting on together a very exciting challenge. Do you want to tell
Yes.
your audience
Mhm.
about that, and how also they can be part of that challenge as well?
Yeah. So I and Jimmy have been working on this challenge for the past few weeks. So it's called LinkedIn 3 Challenge. So it's we are inviting you to join us in these 3 days next week, where we will teach you some important steps to start on LinkedIn and how to grow your business from there, and also just find your dream job or your dream clients from there.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'm telling you, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of people don't really understand how powerful LinkedIn is if you're coming from being
Yeah.
serious about building your business, or you want to find your dream employer or dream job.
Hmm.
And I think the people that are on LinkedIn, like you can see, there's only a small percentage of people who are using LinkedIn properly. And I know that on the first day,
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about how people are going to actually get the foundations of LinkedIn and their profile right. So I think a lot of people will be, if they when they attend, a lot of people will get really valuable information from it.
Yes, yes, they will. And I mean, the information will come from experience, hands-on experience,
Mm.
some
Yeah,
failure and successes. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
So how can people find out more about it?
Yeah, so we will put the link of the LinkedIn 3 challenge in the comment
Yeah,
below, and you can join us from that link. Just subscribe to it. Click on the link and just subscribe to it.
beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so awesome, awesome, and that's really good. I listened to every word you were saying because I think this relationship building is the piece
Mhm.
that's missing a lot on LinkedIn. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people doing networking. There's a lot of people telling people about what it is they do, but they're not taking the time and
Mhm.
investing in actually building the relationship. One of my old
Yeah.
mentors taught me that the fortune is in the follow up. The fortune is in the
Mhm.
follow up. And people need to
Yeah.
follow up with people that they meet
Mhm.
on LinkedIn and
Yeah.
build those relationships by actually DMing them or getting them onto a Zoom call and start building that
Yeah.
relationship. And I think once they do that, they'll start finding that they're becoming more successful on LinkedIn. So good. Thank you for sharing that
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Are you going
Thank you.
to be able to give people an insight to what you're going to talk about tomorrow? Because you're back on again tomorrow as well. Is there an area, or is it something you want to talk about tomorrow? Which would you like to give people an insight to that or not?
Yeah, I think tomorrow we will be talking about the first steps to start on LinkedIn, how you can just get started on LinkedIn and just go beyond the fear of
Mm,
posting and just writing on LinkedIn and putting yourself out there. Yeah, so we'll
good.
talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
if there's one thing that I've seen in you is the one thing that I teach all my students. And I believe it is the one thing that is the secret, which most people miss out on. And I think it applies to everything in life. One of the things that I've seen about you is consistency. You are consistent with your posts. You're consistent with your newsletters. And it's that consistency, I believe, that sets you apart from so many others. And I believe that, when you are consistent, then success happens. So wonderful to see your consistency. Keep that going.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jimmy. Thank you so much.
So tomorrow, same time for people. So for me, Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is Brisbane, it's 2:00. In India, it is 9:30 India time.
9:30.
9:30 India time.
Yes, 9:30.
And then around the world. But if people can't attend live, then obviously it will be here in the recording. Wonderful. I look forward to talking with you again tomorrow, Ayushi. Well done. You were super.
Me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You have been an incredible support to me. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I just love seeing people like you succeeding. That's my joy.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Bye.
Bye. Bye.